Time for artifacts and commons and number 5. So we have. I didn't really feel that there were a lot of great commons. So
No.
and obviously we might be missing some synergy that we don't know about yet. But for number 5, we choose Inventor's Goggles based on the fact that it only costs 1. Equipped creature get +1/+2. It's a cheap equip cost, and if you play an Artificer, it get equipped if you want to.
Yeah, for free. But the relevant thing here is that it's cheap, and there are a lot of cards that care about if there's an artifact in play.
Yeah.
So for example, there's a black card, a 2-drop, that's a 3/1.
Yeah.
That gets Menace when it has an artifact.
Yeah, just
in
equip
play.
this to that guy.
Yeah, then you have a 4/3 Menace on turn 3.
Yeah, so it looks like just a solid playable.
Yep.
Why not?
Number 4, we have the Bastion Mastodon. 5 mana, 4/5.
And it's just because if you need a playable, or if you don't really know which color is open or whatever, you can always take an artifact and maybe play it.
And you don't have to use the white trigger here.
No, this is also like part of a cycle where there's like one artifact that can use red for something, one artifact that can use blue for something, etc. And this just felt like it can be a pretty solid body in any deck that wants a beefy creature.
Yep.
So yeah, that was why we choose this.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, then we had Self-Assembler, and that's another, I guess, 5 mana, pretty big guy, but this is a 4/4. And it is an assembly worker as a creature type. And it says when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for another assembly worker creature card. There are, I guess, in older formats, but we didn't find another.
No.
So I guess the thing here is that you pick up more than one of these commons.
Yeah.
Maybe have 2.
Maybe you probably will have 2.
And then you play like a 5 mana 4/4 that draws you another 5 mana 4/4.
And that's okay.
Yeah, maybe that's your way to put out some win conditions. We don't know. It just looks, again, pretty solid.
And for number 2, we have the Workshop Assistant.
Yeah.
And this is a 3 mana 1/2 artifact. So
yeah,
that's
not great vanilla.
But when it dies, you can return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah, and if you have
2 of them, you can just loop them around.
Or if you have Chief of the Foundry or any of the let's say you have one of the really good vehicles like a rare or mythic one, and they somehow kill it.
Yep.
Then you might just be able to get it back.
Yeah, this type of effect has been good when in artifact-based format before.
Yeah, it's similar to cards in the past.
Yep.
So that's why we think that they might have put it in for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at number 1, we have the Prophetic Prism. Yeah. And it's 2 mana for, I guess, drawing a card, and then it's mana fixing.
It cycles, and it's a mana fixer.
And again, it can help splash, it can help
it enables the artifact theme.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a solid enabler, you can call it that. So that was all for common, I guess. And then we can move to uncommon.
And on number 3, we have the Filigree Familiar. And this is actually the poor man's Thragtusk. Because this, instead of putting in another creature, it draws you a card when it dies.
Yeah, and it has to enter the battlefield ability of gaining life.
Yeah.
It's like the small Thragtusk.
Hey.
And 3 mana 2/2, enter the battlefield 2 life, leave, I guess, dies, so exile won't trigger it.
No.
As usual,
then
draw a card. So it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a pretty aggressive artifact, Snare Thopter. 4 mana 3/2 flying is decent stats, but this also has haste. Just put it in the red aggro deck or whatever.
It's solid.
Number 1.
Chief of the Foundry. We had this in Origins, and that never really... I guess it could be good.
Yeah, it could work in... It even saw constructed play, if you recall.
It did. for a very brief amount of time.
And now, obviously, it's a reprint because of the theme of the Kaladesh plane.
And I think this will be the time when it really shines in the limited format.
Yeah, 2/2s are a lot better than 1/1s, and obviously the Thopters being 2/2 flyers and etc. makes Chief of the Foundry a high pick.
Yep.
So I think this is it for the set review.
That was it. We're doing an archetype discussion later, but now...
Yeah, within a few days. Before the pre-release, we will have also an archetype analysis up.
Yeah.
But for now, we're looking at the individual colors and cards.
Yep. Okay, so
hopefully it's useful for you, and stay tuned for the discussion.
Yeah.
About the archetypes.
Okay.
And don't forget, if you get to see this before this Sunday, that we have the giveaway. The monthly giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you want, if you want to give us feedback or just say hello, visit our Twitter channel.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to visit our Twitter channel. We're
the Loadful Brothers. We usually put out maybe decks that we don't record that are doing well. We usually post pictures of them, and sometimes we tweet maybe useful stuff. Who knows? But yeah, we're there.
Okay.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.